Wednesday, August the 5th, still no stimulus package. Still nothing to count on, still nothing to rely on. Another stalemate on the Hill, and Congress is getting ready to go to recess. So, what are we doing? Well, the truth is, the stimulus package has been nothing but a political fiasco. And I say that because it's so political that nobody wins when you have a wrestling match, a standoff, or a circus like we're having right now in the Senate. The Senate has to pass a bill with 60 votes. Impossible without Democratic help. They know it. They got the leverage. They can come up with whatever they want and they can stall however they want. And they've been doing just that. They've been stalling the stimulus check to get what they want. Now, what do they want? Well, they want to extend the $600 unemployment benefit. Well, you know it's expired July 31st, and strange enough, some people are showing back up to work because their $600 bonus ran out. Ironic, what a concept. People showing up for work. You know, it ain't all bad. Now, I know that the hurdle is $600 versus $200. And the $600 is based on the percentage of people that are out of work, or in other words, the unemployment rate. It is suggested that the $600 be reduced, how do I say, accordingly as the unemployment rate goes down, limiting the benefit down to $200 around a 5% unemployment rate. Now, it's not a bad concept. Democrats are going to get what they want. Republicans don't have the guts, nor do they have the counted votes to resist the Democrats. This Senate thing has been a terrible, terrible tug of war. That's the word I was trying to think of a while ago. A tug of war between grown-up men and women who spent half the day calling each other names and who spent the rest of the day looking for a way to fill their pockets. We need to really get term limits. We really need to get serious about who we send to Congress because Congress is not working for us anymore. Congress is working for themselves. We've got more millionaires in Congress now than we ever had before. So what am I saying? I'm saying let's get term limits. Let's get these rich idiots out of Congress and bring people in who care for the people, work for the people, and most of all, do and legislate laws that help and benefit the people. Stopped a long time ago. I noticed it. It's not a Republican thing. It's not a Democrat thing. It's a Congress thing. They're lousy. They're not public servants anymore. They're entitled individuals who think that they can do whatever they want to do and stand above the law. Many of them are facing indictments. Many of them have been convicted of crimes, whether they be minor or major, misdemeanor or felony. They're crooks. Every one of them learned in the first term that they serve how to be a crook. That's what Congress really stands for. The corrupt Congress are crooks. So how do I deal with that? I don't. And I don't think most of you guys do either. I think we just kind of like take it with a grain of salt and say, you know, Congress has never been perfect. And we haven't helped it any by ignoring the things that are going on in there. Now, the Speaker of the House, oh, she's a diamond in the rough. That's being sarcastic, okay? That's not a compliment. On the other hand, the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, what a piece of crap. He can't stand on his own 2 feet. He runs over to Chuck Schumer for his confirmation that he's on the right track. Instead of leading, he's asking. Instead of leading, he's compromising. Now, compromising is an important tool, but you mediate the compromise. You just don't give in. And the Democrats have pretty much had their own will in the Senate because they know the Republicans can't do anything without 60 votes. They need Democrat votes in order to reach the 60 vote. Should we go back into voting for the majority wins? Well, it has consequences because when you start doing your nominations on your Supreme Court, um, you don't want to lose that control under this administration or the next administration. You see, the rules that apply today are going to apply to Democrats if somebody in the White House loses this year and a Democrat takes over. So we have to be careful how we change rules. The White House right now is probably in its best situation it's been. President Trump's numbers are up. He's doing a lot of good things, but the Congress hasn't been helping him. He's been doing this by himself. I don't care if you like Trump or not. I don't like the man either. I don't like the way he talks. I don't like the way he acts. But he's a doer. He gets things done. He's gotten more things done in the last couple of years than any other president I can recall. I can go back about 50 years. So what do? Well, we stop smashing politicians and start getting rid of them. You vote them out of office. We just had a primary yesterday. Some people, some good people, got a chance or received a chance to run for Congress this year. Some good people. And on the other hand, we got some incumbents or people coming back to Congress that should have been deleted. That's how bad they are. So the cancel culture, and the things that we've talked about in the past are all coming to play come election day. We're talking defund the police. We're talking about COVID-19 relief bill. We're talking about Congress sitting on their hands. We need to change Congress. And that's what the message is about today. No matter how much you whine, no matter how much you say or complain or criticize, if you don't vote, it doesn't mean a thing. It doesn't mean a thing. You got to vote. I drove 380 miles to cast my ballot. Why? Because I think it's that important. Truth of the matter be, you may not be home on election day, but if you plan ahead and get an absentee ballot, you can still participate. Will your vote count? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Because every vote you cast, somebody else has to cast one against it. Meaning that if you don't vote and they cast their vote, they're up on you one time. If you don't vote and your buddy don't vote, then they're up two votes on you. Now, I'm not even going to get into mail-in fraud. We already know that's a high possibility and a high-risk area. I truly believe absentee ballots are good for our men and women in the service. They're good for people who are disabled and can't come to the voting booth. And they're good for people like me who travel a lot by their job and not be able to make it on election day in their home state. Other than that, I don't think there's a good reason for mail-in votes. But that's just my opinion. And that's what this video is all about. What's your opinion? How do you feel about mail-in vote? Does it set us up for fraud? And the way Congress is being run right now, are we going to get stuck again another 2 to 6 years on some of these rugrats that we have in there? Maybe they're not rugrats, but I'll tell you what they are. They're riffraff. They're poor, low morality people. They don't give a hoot about us. We need to get them out of office. Every one of them. Clean that House up. Clean the Senate up. If you don't participate, it's never going to change. And we can't stay home anymore. We've lost control of our Congress. Our Congress doesn't care about us. The stimulus bill is a good example. They're going to go to recess and they're not going to get nothing done. And if they do get something done, it's going to be so fat of pork that you're going to shake your head and say, we can't afford all this stuff that they're putting in there. We shouldn't be bailing out blue cities or blue states because if they couldn't control their crowd and they defunded their police or they told the police to stand down as the protesters tore down statues and burned buildings down, we shouldn't have to reimburse those cities. That's asinine. What we should do is we should hold every public official accountable for what decisions they make. And elections do that. If you don't like their decisions, vote against them. If you support them, vote for them. That goes for any position, from congressman to sheriff to any elected official that does the will of the people. we've lost that element of our election day. We lost the will of the people. They don't care about us anymore. Get rid of those who believe that they are above the law. Get rid of those who believe that they're working for themselves and to enrich themselves. And I agree, there are some that are good and kind of like right on the line, but there shouldn't be a line. It either is or it isn't. And right now, there is more corruption in Congress than we want to talk about. And candidates, there are some candidates out there that shouldn't even be considered to run for public office. However, with the media embracing them, pumping them up, you might say, and giving them the high profile publicity they need to get their name recognition on election day, there's not much you could do except to vote. Vote, vote, vote. November is right around the corner. Do not let this opportunity go by. Change Congress. The stimulus bill is a gross example of malfunction, malfeasance, and mismanagement of our congressional responsibilities as representatives and as senators. Do not tolerate this anymore. Put an end to it. November 2020, November 3rd, 2020. Go vote. In person if you have to, because if you mail it in, it's a possibility it might get changed and you won't like it because it'll be just the opposite of what you cast. This is Carl Torsbins letting you know that if you don't go vote, don't whine to me. Okay? Don't whine to me. Have a great day.